21% of blacks have a college education. Of that, a large percentage of these are women. Of the black men who actually graduate college, these men are far and few between. So these men form a minority of the cohort of black men. These men know that they're highly sought after. This creates a little bit of a problem for black women, as these black men are not ready to settle down anytime soon. These men normally will take several years before they decide they'll get married. The average age that they'll get married at is actually 32. And the next issue is, of these educated men, 30% of them will actually marry out of the community. And of the 70% that remain, we must identify that there is a lot of colorism. And this means dark-skinned black women are left to compete with lights and brights mixed race women for this 70%. So therefore, let's just think of it. Let's do the math. 70% of 21% is 14%. So 14% of the men are left in that pool. 14% for 100% of these women. So these 14% are normally desired by, on average, 8 women. So these men are in the catbird seat. They know that there are 8 women dreaming and hoping to get married to them. And these men tend to hold out long, and they tend to ask this question: what do you bring to the table? By no means that these men are high-valued men. These men are positive contributors to society, but there is a true scarcity, and the laws of demand and supply do apply. So let's look at this a little more. 23% of black men are actually in the upper middle class, and some of these men are not college educated. Some are through entrepreneurial means. And these men normally have left the hood, have left the inner city. They have no tolerance for crime, for disorganized society. So the hood will never be their home. They are nestled in the suburbs. Some people may call them sellouts, but they have decided that they are going to raise families in generally lily white areas where there's well-kept manicured lawns, soccer practice, a Starbucks on every corner, a high property tax base, good schools. The average black woman doesn't even know that these men exist. So these men are called unicorns because they're nowhere near MLK Boulevard. They have left years ago. They're nestled deep in the suburbs or the exurbs. They have networks that they have formed with fraternity members and colleagues. And many of them are actually not ADUS or FBA black men. A lot of them are immigrants, Jamaicans, Nigerians, Trinidadians. And they have their complex networks that they work through. So this has created an imbalance and something to think on. These men deserve love, and I would not want to deny them of this. Everyone deserves someone. And so these men have found love in the places that they have chosen. I'm happy for them. And it is my hope that we can be happy for them too. They deserve it. So do the women. In all honesty, I have to support black women in divestment. It makes no sense for 8 women to be chasing 1 man if you're looking for a college educated man. It makes no sense for 5 men to be chasing an upper middle class man if you're just looking for an upper middle class man. It makes sense to open the market, to go and get someone that will treat you well. I love the quote from Kevin Gates. Don't go where you're tolerated, go where you're celebrated. And I believe that black women have to open up their options. And some people may say, I want to divest. I will not date black men. That won't matter. Let's face it. If 1 out of 5 women drop out, there's still 4 women chasing these so-called high-value men. I don't want to call them high-value men. They're positive contributors to society. just decent men. And so let's not look at just what has happened with this marrying out. Let's look at what black love looks like. Yes, there will be 50% of black women who will get married. And maybe out of that 50%, maybe half of them will be happily married. And they will enjoy the promise of black love. This is the love that the 1990s R&B music promised. I'll leave you with these videos of black love. Just a reminder. But just remember, this is elusive. Probably only 25% of black women will ever experience this with a black man. The rest have to open their options. Only good can come from opening your options. Who knows, it may get some other black men to clean up themselves and level up themselves. But you have to do what's best for you. Thank you. Black love is so lovely to see. I'm happy for these people. As said before, not everyone will be able to enjoy this. But what a beautiful sight to see these people so in love, taking care of each other. These men are taking care of their responsibilities. And these women, I don't know, but they seem like partners. This is elusive. And this is not something that will be there for everyone. But I want to be happy for them. Happy that they can enjoy this love. They can feel what it is like to have someone stare in your eyes and tell you, I love you. And to rest in someone's arms and feel safe.